Aesthetics of style. So, again, I don't know anything about style. I don't know anything about teaching. I don't know. There's a girl doing yoga in the background right now that's like probably a better rapper than I am and producer and human. And like, yeah, I almost want to stop and watch because yoga is unexpectedly familiar. What does that mean? I think that essentially, if you're thinking about your music or your art and its aesthetic quality, you want to make sure that the mood and the atmosphere of whatever you're doing, what we'll say for all intensive purposes, for all creative purposes, for all contextual purposes, your work. You want to make sure that you're using certain understandings or certain realizations of elements and principles like feeling, mood, atmosphere, and texture. These are all visceral, right? So I mean, it's impossible to light something on fire and not understand that there's either a growth, a destruction, or a change. Whether this is lyrically, visually, or just an overall aesthetic of what you're trying to accomplish. So understand that like the visceral relationships with art and with music are quintessential. So like I'm glamorous, right? But I'm emo with kind of this like cool sort of like emo swag that I've self-perpetuated and self-identified and self-congratulated myself for because there's a lot of me in there and no one else seems to know or have heard it because I was so poor and so horrible and so ostentatious and so collaborative in a sense. Like there was this dominant need for me to like overbear and just direct and encapsulate and like succubus all the energy in a room. So imagine at the beginning of rap that's how I was and who I was and what it was like working with me before I was even a good rapper or producer. Yikes. So my aesthetic was like yikes at that point in time. Do better. Right? So take all the power, take all of the interest, take all of the mystery. Mystery is important. I'm glad I said that because I kind of improvised and freestyled that, which we'll get to later. But mystery is a big thing. So you can create a lot of aspects out of your personality that are still true to your identity, but are mysterious. Just don't fill in the blanks. Don't be direct. Don't be so like fucking literal about everything all the time because a keen sense of aesthetics truly means that you are basically looking to expose beauty around you, that you can appreciate it to the same degree you can draw from it, in the same contrast that you can draw from it. That's what being an artist is, right? Like, I think everyone has their own individual schematic at a certain point of time that grows and that evolves and that changes, that helps them reject, as a maker or as a creative, what is unpleasant, exploitative, unnecessary, or limiting, right? Like you must learn and capture and share and consider the value of human experience to be able to truly define your own individual perspective within that kaleidoscope. I mean, that's how I see it. That's a bunch of words, but at the end of the day, it just means like, if you're keeping it real, there's a huge amount of responsibility before and after you let everyone know how real you are. So I think it's important for your style and for the aesthetic of development and for value and for reality to expose yourself to opportunities continually for growth, diverse cultural influence without appropriation. Okay, without appropriation or cannibalizing purity. Be able to identify those things so when you're explaining to others what the poets are, you can also break down exactly what the fuck they're doing.